This is North America. When someone says North America, you usually think about Canada or USA. Maybe Mexico too. But today we're going to be talking about the Caribbean. The Caribbean is a chain of islands stacked in the Caribbean Sea. There's 13 countries and 21 territories. Now the Caribbean is usually divided into the Greater Antilles and the Lesser Antilles. Let's start with the Greater Antilles. We're going to start with Cuba. If there's one thing that differentiates Cuba from the rest of the Caribbean countries, it's definitely the communism. After the Cuban Revolution, the Communist Party took over. Next up is Hispaniola. The island is divided into Haiti and the Dominican Republic. It's divided because one was colonized by the French and the other was colonized by the Spanish. All you need to know is that one is dying and the other one's thriving. There's a bunch of mountains in Jamaica like the John Crow Mountains and the Blue Mountains. They're known for reggae and having the world's fastest man. All you really gotta know about the Bahamas is that it's a really famous tourist attraction. The Lesser Antilles are forming a boundary between the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean. 1/3 of the population of the Lesser Antilles lives in Trinidad and Tobago. Now onto the ABC Islands. Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao were all colonized by the Dutch. Aruba and Curacao are self-governing constituent countries, while Bonaire is a special municipality. Bermuda is pretty much an outcast since it's far away from the rest of the Caribbean and isn't really considered one of them. But we're still going to talk about it for this video. The capital is Hamilton and the Bermuda Triangle is named after it. The Bermuda Triangle is a phenomenon where most ships disappear without a trace, although it's as dangerous as every other part of the ocean. Now let's talk about the US territories. Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico was tamed after the Spanish-American War and the U.S. Virgin Islands were sold by Denmark. The capitals are San Juan and Charlotte Amalie respectively. Now let's move on to southern Florida. I know technically it's not part of the Caribbean, but since we covered Bermuda, we should include southern Florida. Southern Florida has swamps and the most southern city in continental USA. The last island that we're going to be talking about is St. Martin. Now this island is special because it is the only place where France and Netherlands border each other.